Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hylian Games cast. This week, Jesse can't make it because he's currently at an Escape the Fates concert somewhere far from like his home, so he won't be here today. Hopefully Just Me is good enough. Well, not really, because it's not just me. Joining me is, you probably know him, he's RMFH. He's been on Jesse's channel before. If you haven't seen his channel, he does some really awesome videos. My favorite is when they do those then versus now Breath of the Wild videos. Oh, they're like, I love that stuff, so I eat things like that up. Yeah, and well, why don't you tell us about what you do and yourself?
Well, basically my channel is it's in a little bit of a transition point. I'm doing guides and stuff like that. I'm transitioning into more of gameplay rather than the theories and stuff that I was doing before, just because those take a ton of time, so I want to have those spread out and everything. But I'm branching into Mario, and I do a lot of Zelda. I mean, most people that have been on Jesse's channel have seen me before, so you guys know who I am.
Yeah, so hopefully you're keeping up with his. Should I just call you? Should we just be calling you RMFH this whole time, or should I just call you Rick?
You can call me Rick.
Okay, that's just way easier. Yeah. So that's who this guy is. Again, go check his channel out. Give him a subscribe, and if this is what led you to one of his videos, comment on one of them. And just say, Daniel told me to comment this comment. Write that verbatim, please. And great. So yes, now that everybody knows who everybody is. Oh yeah, if you guys forgot who I am, I'm the co-host here that normally sits here and listens to Jesse talk and then chimes in now and then. No. But yeah, this it's me again. You guys know me, hopefully. So let's just get right into the news. Our first bit of news comes from Nintendo Prime. My good old buddy Nathaniel. Great website that he runs. The first headline is Reggie, good old Reggie from Nintendo, says the NES Classic is coming back in significant numbers next year. So we knew that it was going to start. They were starting to reproduce the NES Classic for this summer, but this is sort of, so it's more of tacking, like building on already news that we knew.
I'm glad to hear that it's going to be coming back in good numbers. One thing that I did notice from reading the article is that they mentioned they want to bring more numbers because they want to stop the reseller value being so high, so they're trying to like make point on the scalpers and stuff, which I really do appreciate, because they go out there and they just buy tons of NES classics and then throw them on the internet for a huge price. You know, it's not cool to the consumer. So yeah, but I do like to hear that they're going to be bringing a ton more in.
Yeah, I mean, it says in the article, it says that Reggie said, whenever we launch a system, we place very high expectations on ourselves. I wish we would have more hardware. Our inability to meet demand is not something that is satisfying in any way, shape, or form, and we're working hard to satisfy as much demand as possible. So, I mean, that makes sense, because, like, you can't sell things if you don't have them. It's business, right? I mean, like, sure, like, shortages do sort of create a demand, and then a lot of people think that Nintendo sort of creates these artificial shortages. I'm on the fence about that opinion, but I know that like they definitely don't produce, they don't meet demands. It's just, that's always how it is. You can never find a Switch. You couldn't even find a Wii back in the day. You know, amiibos are a great example. In fact, the amiibo of Bowser sitting right behind Rick there, I couldn't even find. So, but yeah, I couldn't get him. Yeah, it's great to hear that they're bringing back significant numbers, but in my opinion, the caveat is I still don't think that's going to be enough. Like, their idea of significant numbers, they said that they were going to produce the SNES Classic in really significant, huge numbers. They were promising like a huge amount of them, and there's still a shortage, right?
Oh yeah.
The scalping problem is terrible. I literally, I managed to get one day one, but I had to line up at 6 in the morning at Walmart, right? And when I got home, they were already listed online, and for like $200, $250, like these huge markups. And when I went there, I was in line early in the morning. I showed up, I thought, okay, there's probably 40 to 50 people here, right? And the guy at Walmart announced, okay, we only have 48 units in stock. So I started panicking, right? I'm like sweating, like, oh no, like there's this many people in front of me, I might not get it. So I got number 46 out of 48. There was 100 people in line behind me that didn't get one.
Okay.
And it's just like, that's their significant numbers, is this huge Walmart that only got 48 units, right?
Yeah, see, I was trying to be hopeful about it.
I take that with a grain of salt.
I know how it
personally,
is. I do know how it is with certain things. You know, the Majora's Mask 3DS. I tried to get that like so many times, man. And you know, they're available now. I really don't need it.
Oh,
but, when that came out, they were gone, just gone within seconds. So same with the Switch. I mean, I waited up till 3 a.m. till it came live on Amazon, and I could pre-order it. And I know that they had a what was it? Some parts battle with Apple or something.
Yeah.
I was reading it somewhere. I don't know if it was like official or whatever, but I saw an article about it. So I don't know if they have that with the NES. Sorry about that.
No. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know the Switch, there was that whole there was a chip that was shared with Apple, but I don't know about the classic systems. I do know that they're supposed to be like limited run classic systems, you know, but I hope that they just keep making them because they're awesome. I've been playing like Star Fox 2, which is amazing. Like blows my mind that game come out 20 years later. And also these classic editions, if you want to record, if you run a YouTube channel, for example, and want really good footage of all these old games, right? This is the best way to record them, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's again, like, I guess I'm a little cynical, but like I've been bitten by shortages of things so many times, and I hate scalpers. Like, they just ruin it for everything. In fact, I think the guy behind me in line at Walmart was a scalper, because I don't believe for a second that guy was there to play these games. He was like this 50-year-old guy, and he was talking to me about how on the NES Classic he made $100 profit on it, and I was like, you dirty man, like, get out of here, please.
Speaking of which, I had a guy doing that for the Super Mario Odyssey amiibo.
Oh no.
Yeah, at GameStop when I went to go get my pre-order.
It's no good. I didn't pre-order it, but I find that I never have a problem finding Switch games. Like, there's always enough stock of Switch games, I find. But things like the amiibos and you know, like any Nintendo hardware is so hard to get. But I think I managed to score some of the amiibos online for not a scalper. So when they show up, you know, it'll be good. Yeah. Any other remarks before we move to the next news story? Nope. All right. Hopefully we don't fly through this too fast, but because, you know, we want to actually have things to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So the next news is kind of a fun one. It's the Switch 4.0 update, which actually I think there's a 4.0.1 now. But the Switch's software update for the operating system, I believe, now supports the GameCube controller adapter that was made for the Wii U. So if anyone doesn't know, that was a an adapter for the Wii U that plugged in through USB to allow basically to allow you to use your old GameCube controllers for Super Smash Bros. Because there are those diehard people who just won't let that controller die, and I love it. I do really love the GameCube controller, but like I also really like the Wii U and the Switch's Pro controllers. So like I'm willing to move on from the GameCube controller. I wouldn't for Brawl because I'm not, because the Wii remotes are not meant for Smash. But anyways, it's also really cool just if you have a lot of people. Because I have 4 Wii U Pro controllers, so if I wanted more than 4 people, or more than, I guess the gamepad as well. So if I wanted, say I had 6 friends over and I needed 1 more controller, you could use the GameCube controller adapter and then tack in some more controllers, right? So that's another good use for it. But the Switch now supports the GameCube controller adapter, and it works for apparently Fire Emblem Warriors, which I haven't tested this, but according to the article from Nintendo Everything, they've tested it probably on, I wonder what else they've tested on. Maybe any of those virtual console games or eShop games, I'm not sure. But definitely Fire Emblem Warriors. So that's pretty neat. It makes me speculate that about Smash Bros, because the whole reason they made this was for Smash, right? So what do you think, Rick?
I for one am super stoked about the ability to be able to plug the GameCube controller into it. It's like for Virtual Console, we'll be able to play GameCube games, you know, a whole bunch of other things. The only problem with it, I think that they had playing it was the it only has a right bumper. It doesn't have a left top bumper. So
that's true. Just the Z button is there's no Z or ZL.
I think
right?
the buttons are changed up a little bit, but that's about it. The problem that I have with the Joy-Cons and the Pro controller is that they're digital. And like starting to like really get into Breath of the Wild or like Mario Odyssey, I've started to really notice it with Mario Odyssey actually, is the timing is delayed. So if you're like a speed runner or anything like that, I would think, I'm not a speed runner, but I would think it would be a little bit better to have a controller that's analog. So I don't know how it works with the GameCube controller. Like I've played it with Smash on my Wii U, and it works pretty well. But I don't know the timing difference and everything, and the button layout. So you know.
Yeah. We should have asked. Last week we had a speedrunner on as a guest, so I feel like I've missed the opportunity to ask this kind of question. But I mean, like. This is one thing I really like about Nintendo is that they always give you so many options of like what controllers you can use, right? And this is just like, you know, now you've got, with the Wii U, there was like, you could use your Wii Remote and Nunchuck, classic controller plugged into the Wii Remote. There were people who started using like their NES Classic Edition controller and trying to like play Smash with that. Like it's insane, and so you have all these options, and then there's Pro controller, the Wii Pro controller that plugs into the Nunchuck port, and the GameCube controller or gamepad, and now these options are starting to be brought over to the Switch, which is really cool. I think that's an underappreciated thing not a lot of people talk about, is all these controller options that Nintendo always makes available.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think that's great. It's just awesome.
Same with their games though too. I think they have the largest. I mean, the Switch doesn't have it yet, but it will. They have the largest backward compatibility like library out of any of the other console generations. Yeah. In my opinion, I don't know the numbers, but I would think that Nintendo, with their Virtual Console library from the Wii and Wii U, is just massive.
It's intense, and it's good, but it kind of sucks because there were so many games that I had like on my wish list on the Wii U Virtual Console that I wanted to get all these games, and like I just didn't have time to even get through all the ones I wanted to, right? And that's a good problem to have, you know, a first world problem. So yeah, I think that's great. Like, and especially if they do start putting GameCube games out on the Switch, having the GameCube controller and playing it like on an authentic controller is just the better way to go. Especially because like we were saying about digital versus analog, the triggers on the GameCube controller are some of the finest buttons on any controller in existence. That thing that I love, even though the C-stick is a little useless, it's a snappy little C-stick. I love that. And there's this sort of like, it's not just a click, there's this sort of push, and it's like a spring, and then like a click at the bottom of the trigger, and it's got this curve, and it's so comfortable. I really like this controller, and no other controller has a trigger like that, and I think there are GameCube games that use that sort of like softer, like the sensitivity of the push on that button. I just keep making this motion, so anybody watching the video version of this podcast is like, what is he doing with his hand? What is this motion? I'm pushing the button, guys. But yeah, I think that's great. I love it. Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to gush about with this controller?
Actually, hold on one second. I have it right here.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. You gotta like push the button. Oh, he's walking away. He's not listening to me.
For any of you guys that don't know what a GameCube controller looks like, I mean, I'm sure we could put it up on the screen, but I have one right here.
I hope you're a Nintendo fan if you're watching this.
Exactly.
So
And
hopefully
these
you do,
are the
but
buttons
just in
that he's
case.
Talking about, and you can.
They are actually like just finely made. So just push it so they can hear it. So there's like a soft and then a click at the bottom. It's wonderful.
Yeah, but these controllers, I don't know. I have big hands,
podcast. They're just clicking buttons.
The GameCube controller has always fit my hand very well. I mean, compared to the Joy-Cons, the Joy-Con grip, oh man.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've got largish hands as well. But the Joy-Cons work.
Oh god, yeah.
But once I have to do a single Joy-Con sideways, I feel like I'm gonna like crumple it. I feel like it's just like my hands are overlapping, and like it works, and it's not as uncomfortable as I expected from like after I watched the Switch reveal trailer. I was like, damn, that's gonna be not comfy to play.
Definitely,
right? But it's fine, but not the most comfortable way to play. For me, the Switch Pro controller is really good as well, because it's nice and wide, and it's just really comfy to hold. But yeah, the GameCube controller is just like, there's a reason, like I was saying, like people won't let it die.
Oh yeah.
A little facetiously before, but like there is a reason that people have been so attached to this controller for so long, right? Because we got this, and then we got a remote after that, right? Which again is fine and it works, but like it's sort of a step, instead of a step forward, sort of a side step. If that makes any sense. So yeah, thanks for bringing that out. Actually, I didn't even think of that. You know, people are watching like, why are they just clicking buttons on this podcast? What is going on?
The videos on this channel are funded by supporters on Patreon like you. If you're a fan of this channel and would like to join on videos, receive shoutouts, watch videos early, have your questions answered, or have your topic discussed on our podcast, please consider supporting on Patreon for these and many other rewards for just $1. Shoutouts for this video includes Link Use the Triforce, Rusty Caulfield, Lovable Christie, Give Time 15, Shadow to Us, Robbie Morgan, and Lunarium. I want to thank all of you for everything you have done to help support this channel.